Alright, so here's the deal with Anaxa, guys. So there have been some leaks going around, right? And apparently Anaxa is going to be able to hit enemies with weaknesses. Like, they're a 5-star character, and they can give all enemies weaknesses at once with their ultimate move. And that's pretty different from Silver Wolf. Anaxa is going to need energy, but they can target all enemies in one shot, which could make them pretty darn effective. Now these leaks also mention that Anaxa's talent will let them add an extra weakness to all enemies with their ultimate. Even though Anaxa seems strong from what we've seen so far, there might be even more leaks coming out that show they're even stronger than we thought. Apparently, Uncle Hellgirl leaked Anaxa's whole gameplay kit, guys. They spilled all the beans on Anaxa's active abilities and traces. So, according to the leak, Anaxa's basic attack deals wind damage to one enemy based on their attack. Their skill hits all enemies with wind damage based on their attack, plus extra hits that also do wind damage to random enemies. And get this, Anaxa's ultimate might have a chance to put a status on all enemies and delay their actions. It deals wind damage to everyone, and when enemies in that status get hit, Anaxa deals extra wind damage based on a percentage of their attack for a few turns. Plus, thanks to their talent, Anaxa can randomly give an enemy a weakness when they get hit with a basic attack, skill, or ultimate. Apparently there's more to Anaxa than we initially thought. This leak spills the beans on some extra traces Anaxa has, aside from their main abilities. One of these extra traces supposedly turns some of Anaxa's effect hit rate into extra crit rate. This is super handy because Anaxa needs that effect hit rate to make sure they can apply weaknesses. The second leaked trace is all about increasing damage against enemies based on how many weaknesses they have. And get this, the third trace lets Anaxa trigger an enhanced skill after hitting an enemy with a basic attack or skill, as long as they have 7 weaknesses. This enhanced skill doesn't even use up skill points and deals extra wind damage. The leak also mentions Anaxa's signature light cone. Rumor has it that the light cone gives the user extra crit damage, and might even make enemies more vulnerable to damage. On top of that, it supposedly restores energy for Anaxa at the beginning of each enemy wave in a fight. Originally, we heard that Anaxa would only inflict extra weaknesses on enemies with their ultimate. But now it looks like Anaxa can actually apply weaknesses through their basic attack, skill, and ultimate, making them way more versatile in combat. And get this, Anaxa can even start battles by applying weaknesses to enemies using a leaked technique, giving us a head start in the fights. And that leaked third passive trace? It could make Anaxa's skill even more powerful, potentially leading to more weaknesses being spread around to other enemies. Plus, if the light cone helps with energy restoration, Anaxa could use their ultimate more frequently, making them a powerhouse when it comes to applying weaknesses in battles. So all in all, this leak reveals that Anaxa's gameplay kit is pretty stacked in the game. The original rumors already had us excited, but this updated info makes Anaxa seem even better than we expected. If all this turns out to be true, Anaxa might just outshine Silver Wolf completely in team compositions.